Hi boys and girls, this is Miss Christie. Tonight's homework is mixed number addition. So I know we did this lesson on Friday, but I don't give you homework on Friday, so I gave this to you today because we didn't really finish our lesson today, and I thought it would be good for you to have a little more practice with that. So, solve the number stories. Use a different strategy for each one. Number 1. The art class had a box filled with balls of yarn. The students used 6 2/3 balls for a project. There are now 2 2/3 balls left in the box. How many balls of yarn did the art class start with? Okay, so part A is fill in the whole box. So what is the whole? So what are we counting? What are we measuring? Well, if we just had one, what would it be? It would be 1 ball of yarn, because we're counting balls of yarn. So the whole is 1 ball of yarn. So make sure you fill that in because that's important. It's important to know what we're counting. Number model with unknown. So they used 6 2/3 balls, and they now have 2 2/3 balls left. How many did they start with? Are we going to add? Well, we know we're going to add, right? Because we're doing mixed number addition. So 6 2/3 plus 2 2/3 equals X or Y or whatever. Pick a letter. Okay, one way to solve a mixed number addition problem. So I'm going to use, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to solve it using a picture model. So we have 6 2/3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2/3. Plus 2 2/3, 2 2/3. Well, I can take one of these thirds and move it over here to fill it into here, to that third, and that would leave me just 1/3 left here, and it would turn this into a whole. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I just have that 1/3 left. 9 1/3 balls of yarn. Okay? Alrighty. Number 2. Mrs. Myers is growing vines along the sides of her house. On the west side, the vines are 2 4/10 meters tall. On the east side, the vines are 5 8/10 meters taller than the ones on the west side. How tall are the vines on the east side? So our whole is, what are we measuring? 1 would be a meter, so the whole is 1 meter. Number model with unknown, 5 8/10 plus 2 4/10 equals X. So this time, I'm going to solve it just using the equation. So 5 8/10 plus 2 4/10. Okay, so 5 plus 2 is 7, and 8/10 plus 4/10 is 12/10, 7 12/10. So 7 12/10 is the same as 7 and 10 tenths plus 2 tenths, and this 10 tenths represents a whole, one whole that we'd add to the 7, so that would give us 8 and 2 tenths. So our answer is 8 and 2 tenths meters. Okay, so now we're going to add these mixed numbers down here. 5 and 2/6 plus 3 and 1/6. Well, 5 plus 3 is 8. 2 plus 1 is 3, so 8 and 3/6. And if you were really feeling fancy, you would recognize that this 3/6 is equivalent to 1/2, because 3 is half of 6. You could simplify to 8.5. But you don't have to do that if you don't notice it, that's fine. Later on you will have to do that though. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 plus 3 is 6, 5 and 6/4. So 6/4 is an improper fraction. So that would equal, 6/4 is equal to 4/4. 4/4 plus 2/4. So this 4/4 is a whole that we're going to add to the 5, making that 6. So it's going to be 6 and 2/4, which you could simplify even further, because 2/4 you may recognize is also the same as a half. So that's equal to 6 and 1/2. I hope you can see that okay. All right, 1 and 5/8 plus 2 and 3/8. 1 plus 2 is 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. 3 and 8/8, but we know that 8/8 is equal to 1 whole, so 3 plus 1 is 4. And here's a long one. 3 and 2/5 plus 1 and 4/5 plus 2 and 3/5. So let's add our wholes first. 3, 4, 2 is 6. And then we'll add our numerators. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 3 is 9, so 6 and 9/5, which equals 6 and 5/5 plus 4/5. And this 5/5 is a whole that we add to the 6, making it a 7. 7 and 4/5. Alrighty, so now we have some multiplication practice. So we can do lattice, or we can do partial products. We can do, let's see, 6 times 837. I'm going to do partial products for that one. So 837 times 6. 6 times 800 is 4,800. 6 times 30, 6 times 3 is 18, and the 0 makes 180. And 6 times 7 is 42. Add that together. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 8, 9, 10. Carry the 1. 5,022. Number 8. 468 times 5. You can do lattice for that one, just to have something different. 468 times 5. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 4 is 20. $2,340. Okay, 364 times 3. You could do partial products with this one again. 3 times 300 is 900. 3 times 60 is 180. 3 times 4 is 12. And that's 1,092. This one here, we'll do lattice again. 56 times 70. 56 times 70. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 5 is 35. Oh, I guess I didn't really need to put the 0. 0 times everything is 0. 0, 2, 5 plus 4 is 9. So 3,920. And that's it. So I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow.